Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Main Talk, Conversations About Hair. I'm your coach, Deshaun Bullard, your hair coach, Deshaun Bullard. Last week, we had some conversations regarding, the devaluation of the black hairstylists in the African-American community. The conversation was so great that we decided to continue the conversation on today. We're going to welcome back Connie Judge, the owner of the National Trichology Institute here in Atlanta. Say hey, Connie.
Good morning or good afternoon, good day.
Of course, my sidekick, Keisha. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And this week, we are bringing in she's a customer who goes into the salons herself, but she's also HR. So whenever she visits salons, she puts on her HR hat. So we want to hear from a customer standpoint. So we want to welcome Kai Ianta Burks to the studio.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. So, ladies, last week we were talking about the devaluation of the black stylist and why are so many consumers, so many clients, so many customers not valuing the opinion of the black hairstylist anymore. And some of the reasons were that they're unprofessional, they don't have the training, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have all of these social media things, but I really want to hear it from a client perspective. Kai, why, you are a person who goes to the salon like every week, every 2 weeks. Why do you think that the black stylist is devalued in our community today? Why don't customers listen to them? What do you see as a reason as a customer who goes to the salon?
Okay, again, good morning. And I listened to the show on last week and I was excited, jumping in my seat saying, oh my gosh, I want to get on there. I have something to say. So thank you so much for allowing me to come in and kind of just say from a customer standpoint what's going on. So I have a hard time sometimes taking off my HR hat because it's kind of ingrained in me. That's what I do. But when I go inside of salons, my expectation is if I'm paying a certain amount of money, that I expect for someone to greet me, I expect to have cleanliness, I expect to have coaching and counseling from the stylist, and I expect to have an end result that I've gone in and said, this is what I'm looking for, and this is the outcome that I'm getting. And I expect to have a short time period in which I'm there.
Right. But you are a person, Connie talked about last week about customers putting their hair on sale, and you are definitely not one who put your hair on sale.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, she don't play about her hair. She doesn't play about her hair. But when you, from your standpoint, when you go into a salon and a stylist does not perform to her maximum capacity, do you at that time pull them to the side, say something? You know, what do you do?
Because I'm always about coaching and counseling, and when I'm paying my dollar, it is more important that a person understands that I don't like something or I do like something. So I never leave a salon without letting someone know that this is not a style that I would like to have. Right. Sometimes it's accepted and sometimes it's not.
Right. You know, and Connie and Keisha, with Kai saying this, I really want to put it back on the customer because as we talked and as we stated last week, a lot of clients, I don't know if they feel stuck or what. They don't like a service. They don't like the salon environment. They don't like maybe the way the stylist smells. Maybe she has bad hygiene. They don't like the kids running around, but yet and still they'll go back week after week and service, you know, and have that stylist to service them. And unfortunately, what it says to the stylist is that what they're doing is okay. Because unlike, and Kai, you would know this from an HR standpoint, unlike any other profession that is out there. I used to be a computer programmer, for those who didn't know. I came from corporate background. I have a degree from Tuskegee University in computer science. So before I switched and came over to the beauty industry, I worked in corporate America. When I was in corporate America, every quarter or at the end of the calendar year, we had an evaluation. And that evaluation said, Deshaun, you did this good, or you did this bad. If you did this good, then we'll give you a raise. Keep doing what you're doing. If you did this bad, maybe you didn't get a raise, you may got a slap on your wrist, and we will reevaluate you 3 months later. In the world of cosmetology, in these salons, these stylists have no one giving them an evaluation. The person who really gives them the evaluation is the customer. How does the customer give them their evaluation? If you don't like something, if you don't like the environment, if you don't like what's going on, stop going. You hit them in the pocket. But nevertheless, many clients walk away. If they don't like something, what do? Walk away and do what? Find someplace else to go. They don't like that salon, they walk away, find someplace else to go. And the stylist never really has an opportunity to know what they did, if it was wrong or not. You know, what can we do, Connie? What do you say about that? What do you think?
Well, let's be real about it. Let's just say that your typical stylist, number one, does not put out a survey card and says, how are we doing? She needs to take the responsibility herself to put out a survey card to every client that walks through that door and say, would you please, on the way out, drop this in the box. If we did good, tell us. If we did not service you properly, tell us. Your stylist needs to step up to the plate and become what she says she truly is.
That's
and
right.
Stop playing games. Either you're going to be a stylist or you're not.
That's right.
Because we've got so much foolishness going on in the industry today and so many unprofessional practices going on that we've got to really determine who's good and who's not good.
Right.
And the consumer, it is up to them to confront that stylist and say, you didn't treat me right today.
That's right.
And I think for the most part, when we address the issue, why don't they leave? Sometimes it's for convenience. It's, okay, I don't want to have to travel 45 miles across town to get to another salon. I'm looking at this one is in my neighborhood. It's close to home. I can get in and I can get out. So people look at that. It's going to cost gas to go 45 miles down the road to find a good person. However, your corporate girl will pay and go the distance to get professional service. I will, because I've left many salons because I did not like the service. But here's what I've learned to do over the years as a stylist myself. I'm going to call that stylist off to the side, and I'm going to talk to her and tell her, Keisha, today you were not on point.
That's right.
I like you as a person, but your service today, Keisha, was not on point. I'm not going to pay you not to service me properly. See, I've learned to do that.
Right.
I had a young lady. Here's an incident that just happened to me just the other day. I booked an appointment with a young lady. She said that she would render the service for me. She called me within an hour and a half. She didn't call me. Let me rephrase that. She texted me an hour and a half ahead of my appointment and said, I just had a full head of weave to walk in the door, and she brought her daughter. Wow. I can't do you today. Can I reschedule you? That just happened to me. On yesterday, she sent me another text and said, I'm available. When can I service you?
Yeah,
Guess what I did? I said, you can't.
That's right.
You cannot service me because you devalued me as a client over a head of weave. And here's the deal. That weave will remain on the client's head for 3 or 4 or 5 months before she move it. But I'm a weekly client.
Exactly.
So do you want return business or do you want a one-time fat ticket?
Exactly.
That's what they're looking for. Because a lot of stylists now, they're saying, oh, I don't do regular hair. I only thing I'm doing is sew-ins.
Well, you know, one of the things that is really going on is that clients have become very good friends with their stylists, and the stylists have a hard time telling them what they really want to say. We're going to continue the conversation. I see y'all mouths moving. Y'all want to say something. We're getting ready to go to commercial. We'll be right back with more conversations about hair. Main Talk with your host, Deshaun Bullard.
Hey, what's wrong?
Man, my hair is just falling out.
You should try this product my wife found in a hair magazine because she was going through the same thing. Her hair was thinning and breaking, but now it's growing like crazy. It's all thick and healthy, too.
What's the name of it?
It's Nuratress.
Nuratress?
That's right, Nuratress. She's so hooked on it, even I can tell you where to get it from. Call 1-888-489-0179. Pick it up at your local beauty supply store or order online at Nuratress.com.
I can't wait to go to the store. Hand me the phone. I'm about to call and place my order right now. What's the number again?
1-888-489-0179. That's 1-888-489-0179. Or remember, you can just go online to Nuratress.com. That's Nuritress.com.
Hey, thanks for the info.
Welcome back to Main Talk. I'm your host, Deshaun Bullard, where we're talking about hair. Today, we are continuing with the conversation about the devaluation of the Black stylist. And when we went to commercial, before we went to the break, we were talking about how a lot of customers have become friends with their stylists. And that could be the number one reason why all of this is happening, because stylists get too comfortable with their clients, and then they feel that they can do like what she did to you, send you a text. How unprofessional is that, to send someone a text to tell them that you won't be able to service them? At least pick up the phone and call. But guess what? It works on the other side of the fence, because if the client becomes such a good friend where she's hanging out with the stylist after work and they're going to dinner and they're eating and they're having all of this social time together, the client will just not show up for an appointment or arrive late, or even ask the big no, what? Can I pay you next week? How many times have we heard that?
Yeah.
Being friends with a stylist, I'm not talking about someone who has been your friend for a while and you've known them forever and they come to you to receive services. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone that you meet for the first time. They start coming to you on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. We develop a friendship, and the next thing you know, we're hanging out with each other. Have we crossed the line?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
And Deshaun, let's just say that that's a commonality that needs to cease, because I'm not going to be your doctor and your girlfriend.
That's right.
It's not going to fly.
That's right.
Okay. I'm here to perform a service and to render care for you. And if I mix that or commingle that with the afternoon after 5 party or drink, now if it's time for me to really confront you on an issue that I need to be real and genuine with you about,
can't do it.
I'm not going to be able to do that, because I've become common with the client. So I think that is a great component and something that's a teachable moment there that every stylist needs to take note. You cannot do that. Just like the people that I have working in my establishment at my school. First of all, I'm not your friend. I'm the CEO of this company. I'm your boss. Okay, and that's where we draw the line at. Do not be common with me. I fired many people because they became common with me. The challenge that we are faced with as Black African-American women is that we're too common with one another.
That is.
And we don't give each other the respect that we deserve. And so I think it starts with us. It starts with you as an individual and as a person, that you have to give yourself a checkup and say, what am I doing here, Keisha? What am I doing? Am I really running a business, or am I playing?
But the client as well. Not only just the stylist shouldn't cross the line,
Right.
but the customer.
Absolutely.
If the stylist asks you out for a drink, then you should just say no, just politely.
And if I can just jump in from an HR perspective, is studies have shown that fraternization does not work.
That's
if
right.
you're going to be being the overseer, if you will, over someone, then you can't fraternize with them. You can't hang out with them, because the normal layman person cannot separate the two. Some people can, but most people can't. Right. So fraternization is very important. And once you cross that line, it's then hard to go back, because now you want to say something, but you're not comfortable saying it, because now the person has become your friend.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if somebody been coming to you, you know, for a while, a hairstylist a lot of time become a counselor, because those women get so comfortable with that person that they coming into every week. That's when it goes into, you know, a lot of stylists, whatever conversation you having with that client, it shouldn't go past.
But I can't counsel you and drink with you too.
Right.
You see, that's the issue. I can't counsel you and drink with you too. I'm either going to drink with you or I'm going to counsel.
But it's human nature a lot of times.
There's no in between.
It's human nature, especially if a woman is going through something and she has nobody else to talk to about it. Because I've had clients who, I mean, they going through a lot, you know, and different things that they're going through. They might not tell anybody else.
Right.
But their stylist, because they trust you in that way. You know, what is it, you know, this woman pouring her heart out to me, or she's going through a divorce and I don't have anybody else to talk to, you know, just your human nature.
Well, we all know the secret to what happens when we go in the salon, right? Once the woman leans her head back in that shampoo bowl and the water hits her head, her mouth comes open.
Right.
Yeah. So with that being said, if I'm going to counsel
in
her.
Some salons, we hold on to your purses.
Absolutely.
And you're looking for roaches and all that other stuff. You know.
But if I'm going to counsel her, now after I'm done counseling her, we cannot go out for a drink after the consultation.
Right.
You see that? Because we've got to keep it separated. As our friend just stated, it's hard for some people to decipher between the two.
It is. I mean, as we you know, bring it in to talk about the devaluation of the Black stylist and how customers look at us, this is real talk. You know, how do you keep a wedge in between. And I think you can do it. I've done it successfully.
Absolutely.
Very well.
So have I.
You don't give that client your phone number.
Absolutely.
To talk to you. However, that is hard when you are a booth renter, quote unquote, and you use your phone for personal as well as a place where you do business.
That's another show, Deshaun.
That is right. That's right. And guess what? We have one coming.
That's another
Let's talk
show.
about that.
Yes.
But we still have to. It's still the responsibility of the hairstylist as well as the client to keep it professional. We go to a lot of places, whether it be our local grocery store or whether it be our doctors or our dentists that we have gone to over long periods of time, that I have not gone out with any of my professionals that service me, not time, but they know everything about me. Even if they know everything about you because you're talking to them, although it is different because you're seeing them maybe even annually or maybe every 6 months. You're not seeing them 36 times out of the year like you do with your client in the salon. However, I personally have not, my customers actually look up to me. And I'm sure you guys that are here, we've heard that from you. They look up to me when they come into the salon. They bring their pens and their paper and their pencil, and they're looking for me to give them some advice on, with my customers, they want to know about their business. How can they, make their business grow? And they're willing to listen to me, but it has to do with me as a person. So let's talk about who the stylist is and the type of people that they draw.
Well, Deshaun, let's before we go to that point, let's back up for a second. Now, if I'm the counselor and I'm counseling her, I don't need to change the game and start telling her my personal business, and she starts to counsel me. Because typically that's what happened. So there's another devaluation there.
That is.
Because now you got a stylist who puts her business on Front Street to her client. She wants to talk to her client about, girl, you know what Johnny did to me last night. Do you know he was having an affair with my best friend? Now you got a stylist who's talking crap in the salon and talking junk in the salon about her personal life. So how is a client going to respect a stylist who puts all of her business out there on Front Street?
They know too much. They know, you're right. They know too much about.
And your girls working beside each other in the chairs that are talking about who slept with who and what woman did this to what man. So you got that type of foolishness going on in the salon. Yes, you're now devaluing the industry. Yes, you're devaluing who you are as a person. And no, I'm not going to respect you. And yes, I'm going to leave your chair.
That's right.
And Connie, that's a great point because once I start knowing what's going on, if you're late, I'm going to think you're late because
you had a fight at home.
Absolutely. So you're absolutely correct. When we go in and we talk, we really don't want to know what's going on because that then draws the line of where am I, who are you, and what am I coming in here for? So
absolutely.
Knowing your personal business is just your personal business.
Absolutely. So tell the stylist to shut it down.
Yeah, the stylist do need to shut it down.
Zip it up.
Connie, I'm sitting here just thinking, as you see, my voice has gotten calmer. That is a huge problem with the stylist telling their personal business, whether it's something that's going on with their kids or their marriage. It is very hard to value someone that is telling you messy stuff. Because remember, we are the counselor. This conversation is getting good. We're going to commercial. We'll be right back with more conversations about hair with the hair coach on Main Talk.
Are you experiencing hair thinning, hair shedding, hair breakage, or hair loss? Then Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins Plus is for you. Most people don't understand that in order to achieve thick, full, healthy hair, it must be done internally. Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins are packed with vitamins, minerals, amino acids, biotin, and folic acid, which feeds the hair follicle from the inside and makes the hair longer, stronger, and fuller as it grows out from the hair follicle out to the scalp. So if you desire longer, stronger, faster growing, thicker, healthier hair, then order Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins or Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins Plus today. Call 1-888-489-0179. That's 1-888-489-0179 or online at Nortrest.com. That's NOURITRESS.com.
We're back with more conversations about hair on Main Talk with your host, Deshaun Buller. You guys, this conversation is good to the last drop. You know, when we decided to do this show, Main Talk, it was really developed to have conversations just like this. Because in an industry where like Connie said, we're making trillions, billions of dollars. And the hairstylists, those who are salon owners and those who are serving customers in the salons, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Mm-hmm. If I had to do a pyramid, the stylist is at the very bottom of the pyramid. And then we go up to the salon owner. And then we go up to, celebrity stylists or platform artists or, up there, to levels that we're, at least the people in this room, are trying to reach. And it is very, very hard to be amongst the bloggers and the YouTubers, and you have a customer come into the salon to try to tell you, I think, Keisha, you said that the client told you need to look at YouTube. See, I really, it's unfortunate. I had an incident, actually, that this is something that really happened. I am in a sorority, and we were at our chapter meeting, and one of the ladies came up at the end of the meeting, and she made an announcement that she wanted people to buy her book. She wrote a book on natural hair. And when I saw her in the hallway, my little eyebrows were kind of going up, and I said, "Oh, you wrote a book on natural hair. So you're a licensed cosmetologist?" And she said, "No." I said, "Did you have an advisor, such as a licensed cosmetologist, to help you with this book?" She said, "No." And I said, "Well, Sarah, I'm gonna be upfront. I am so offended that you would write a book about hair and you're not licensed, and that people would buy it, because I can't write a book about medicine unless I am a doctor or have had a doctor to advise me on the book." Let's talk about this just a little bit so that the consumers can understand what's happening in the salons. There are two different types of salons. You have a salon where we have employees, and then you have salons where they are booth renters. And booth renters are actually people who are self-employed, independent operators, where the salon owner has no control over the products she uses, no control over what time she gets to the salon, no control over what time she leaves. This is something that, I don't think consumers understand, because consumers will come into a booth rental salon and will go to the owner and say, "Well, my stylist is not here. Why isn't she here?" The salon owner has no control over what that stylist does. And that's actually really bad, because we have some people who are booth renters who should be employees. I think that's where it starts first. You want to say something about that, Keisha?
Yeah, I owned a booth rental salon, and I tried to run the salon as if, it was a commission salon, but it's all about who you hire. Mm-hmm. And when you hire the wrong stylist, that's just going to be the outcome. It's going to be a bad outcome. So I would never own another booth rental salon. It would be commission only.
Okay. Did you wanted to say something before?
Oh, the reason that we're at the bottom is because the clients and the consumers they will go to the Korean weave shops, and they will get the hurry up and buy treatment. Yes. But then they'll come to the black salons and want to pay $50 and want wine and cheese treatment.
Oh, well, okay.
Wow.
Well, okay, well,
wow. Wow.
Ladies, we can go on and on and on and on, and which we will in weeks to come. We're closing now. I want to thank you, Connie, for coming back again. My
pleasure.
Sitting in.
My pleasure.
You can visit, what's your website?
They can go to www.nttIusaga.com.
Okay. We thank you for Kai taking the time out of your busy schedule to lend your voice as we work to make the world of hair a better place. I'm your host, Deshaun Bullard, the hair coach. You can find me on Facebook at Main Talk Radio. You can visit my personal website, DeshaunBullard.com. And for great products for your hair vitamins are number one. You can visit Nouritress.com. That's NOURITRESS.com. We'll see you next week for more conversations about hair with Main Talk.
Hey, Tammy, girl, how did you get your edges to grow back like that?
Girl, Nouritress Edge Repair. I got so tired of not being able to wear my hair up like I used to. My edges were bald and embarrassing. I couldn't take it anymore, so I started using Nouritress Edge Repair. The intensive leave-in treatment is formulated with natural botanical extracts and green tea that help restore my edges. My edges were so damaged from wearing weaves and braids until I started using the Edge Repair, and my edges started growing back in no time. Nuratress also has vitamins too. The vitamins not only help your hair grow thicker, but also prevents hair thinning and hair loss. This is the best hair purchase that I could have ever made. But don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and try it out. You can purchase online at Nuratress.com. That's Nourittress.com. Again, that's Nourittress.com. Go get your hair back, girl, and start regrowing your hair now with Nuratress.